What's good? You're listening to Daniel and Gian Talks Shit. I am Gian.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're fresh off of watching Spider-Man Homecoming this weekend, the latest MCU endeavor from Disney Marvel Studios.
We're also in VR, by the way.
This is our very first VR podcast.
Yeah.
Not much to look at. I mean, you're gonna see my nephew in the background. You're gonna see some kitchen stuff. If you're watching this in VR, just take a look around and enjoy the scenery.
We promise to try and improve with each and every week. It's new to us.
Exactly.
We're just figuring it out.
No idea what we're doing.
We just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
That way, people who are listening, they can tune in. It's on YouTube, the VR. I think we're going to upload to Facebook as well, VR.
Okay.
But yeah. So we watched Homecoming. I watched it yesterday. You watched it, I think, when it came out.
I watched it Friday night, yeah.
I saw it in 3D. You did not. I mean, you want to just jump?
I don't watch anything in 3D.
Nothing?
It's nothing.
Will you watch Avatar 2?
That's the only one I'll watch in 3D because it's meant to be watched in 3D.
Actually, I don't know, it just popped in my head. It wasn't me trying to ask you a trick question, but the new Avatar is going to be no 3D glasses, but 3D.
Oh, the technology is trying to use. That's
No, it's confirmed. I guess he had been waiting for that. So it's 3D with no glasses, which doesn't make any sense to me. But,
right.
I mean, if it's James Cameron, I'm on board because he's my guy. But anyway, so you don't watch anything in 3D?
No,
Nothing?
dude. No.
What was the last 3D movie you saw?
Last 3D movie I saw.
Didn't we see Doctor Strange in 3D?
I think no, I did not for sure. I think I watched Mad Max. I saw that in 3D.
That was stupid.
Totally not worth it.
No.
I mean,
I saw it at the Chinese theater in 3D.
I think Avatar is the only thing I've seen in the last 10 years
that you felt was worth.
Like it added to the movie. Everything else is just let's just throw a shot here and there that flies at the screen, kind of. A hubcap shooting off a car.
You don't care to see Life of Pi and Hugo.
I still haven't seen either of those. I think I saw the first 20 minutes of Hugo. I just didn't go back to it. And then Life of Pi.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, I saw it in 3D.
I haven't seen Gravity. So.
See, that's a movie that was meant. I forgot all about that movie.
I
haven't seen it at all?
I haven't seen it at all. Well, because, everyone said you had to see it in the theater because of the sound and,
I mean, kind of, but
I
feel like you'd be able to get away with it with your system right now. At your old place, no. But this one, it's a little more there. I don't know. But anyway, so I think we just jump right in. Did you like it? Let's start simple. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, well, if we're not
keeping it simple for right now.
I liked it.
Same. However, it's not my favorite Spider-Man. Was it your favorite Spider-Man?
Definitely my favorite Spider-Man. So that should let you know how much I like the other Spider-Man movies. To be fair, I did not watch the Andrew Garfield movies that you like.
Well, see, there you go.
Those are also universally panned. Like everybody seems to hate those.
You would still like
Homecoming.
Yeah, over just because I feel like I appreciated the fact that he was like 15.
Right.
Even though he's not 15, but he looked 15.
Yeah.
All the other actors, they don't.
How old is he? Like 19?
I know he's an adult. I can look it up. But I like that fact.
Look it up, Carlos. Oh, wait.
He's not here. And we can prove that on VR. Nice plug.
Next episode, you can see Carlos's mug.
Yeah, he's going to have a little station.
Yeah.
He is, drum roll please, he was born in 96. So what is that?
He's 21.
21. There you go.
Well, it depends on what
June
month.
1st.
Yeah, he's definitely 21. He's just
21,
turned 21 last month.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tom Holland.
There you go. So, but even though
is he American? What is
he's British.
Is it every actor is from England now, man?
Yeah, he's London, England. That's what it says here. But no, he's good. I appreciate. I really liked him. I'm not gonna lie. Like I shouldn't even compare him to Andrew because I feel like they're both equally as good for what they were trying to do.
Okay.
Like for those types of the Mark Webb Spider-Mans, it fit. I mean, you can even make that argument for Toby Maguire too. I just didn't care. I don't care for Toby Maguire kind of in general.
Right. After that incident with your mom, there's never Toby Maguire again.
Yeah. But speaking of my mom, she liked it because she's actually the one who was like, "Are we gonna go see it?"
Right.
And she doesn't care about superhero movies because she hates all that like science fiction, stupid fake shit. Like, she's just not into that. But she liked it. She said she liked it.
Okay.
So I mean that.
Well, what do you think piqued her interest? Why did she want to see this one above all the other ones?
Tony Stark, so she likes Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
She's seen the Iron Mans. Like of all the Marvel movies, she's seen only the Iron Man
She's
movies.
an RDJ fan.
Marissa Tomei,
Okay.
the humor, like the funniness, the fact that he's like
Right.
going to high school, whatever. Ned, the fat friend, like definitely.
Okay.
She probably saw her son in Ned and was like, "Oh, I got to see my son."
Well, I hate to break it to your mom, but Ned has way more charm than you do.
He does. He does. I can totally see him getting in. Never mind. But anyway, so that's why I think so. I mean,
Right.
it wasn't. The trailers were never about. Oh, and Michael Keaton. She loves Michael
Okay.
Keaton. 100%. Actually, that's number one. The trailers were never about like, oh, here's the aliens, and like the Thor trailer obviously is about that outer
Right.
space type feel, like that fake,
Yeah,
the science fiction.
right.
And obviously that, I'm not talking shit. That's just what it is. But for some people like my mom that doesn't care about it, or like Doctor Strange because it's very, that
It's got
mystical,
too much mystical stuff. Yeah, too much magic.
But the grounded shit interests her.
Okay. Definitely, this is definitely one of the more grounded
For sure.
Marvel films.
Do you feel like, again, keeping it simple, do you feel like this would have been a better movie without being in the MCU? Like if it would have been an own independent, like let's just say Sony rebooted it and this was their script. But
Well, it comes down to how important is Tony Stark to the movie.
not very, in my opinion.
I think you probably could have done without him completely, but it was nice that he was definitely there to tie him in to the rest of the movies.
For sure.
Like this is definitely another chapter in the MCU universe. There's no arguing that.
I have a theory that he was brought on board maybe as a part of a term for Sony to sign on.
Oh,
Or it was like,
they're
okay,
like, okay, we won't do this movie unless you put RDJ.
because we know we're gonna make some money.
Right.
I think that was, in my opinion,
Which just shows how ass backwards Sony is, because you just the name Spider-Man alone is going
Right.
to make you enough money.
well, they weren't making enough money on the other ones.
That they probably spent too much making
That's
them.
what it
That's the
was.
difference.
And
yeah.
I think that's, but I mean, no one's reporting this. This is just me purely just speculating.
Right.
Just because of how much screen time Tony doesn't have.
Right.
I mean, I feel like Happy Hogan has more screen time than Tony does in this movie. Which, well, I'm already gonna get heated because it doesn't take me long for me to talk shit about the movie though, because I fucking hated every time he was on screen, both Tony and Happy, both of them. Like I feel like they're played out. Like I don't know how you felt, but I felt like the characters are finally starting to wear on me. Like the jokes weren't funny when they were involved.
Right.
Like, when they weren't involved, I was with it.
They didn't bother me as much.
Oh, I fucking hated it.
I didn't, I was whatever about him. I actually did not like Ned at all.
Oh, well,
I didn't think Ned was funny.
he was great.
I thought Ned was a bad actor. I just didn't like Ned. I was like, every time he came on, I groaned because I was like, man, this is like, I feel like they were pushing it too much. He was forcing the humor. He's just not for me. Other people might have liked him. That's fine.
Well, see, I think that
I didn't.
feeling,
I thought he sucked.
that feeling I had for Happy Hogan and Tony Stark is apparently what you felt for Ned.
I also didn't like the Guatemalan, aka Indian-looking guy, Tony Revolori, played Flash Thompson.
Oh,
He was like, he had no purpose in that movie whatsoever. Like,
and he really wasn't a bully. He was kind of
No.
a dick, but just to be a dick.
yeah,
but for
he was
no
a
real
dick, but like I felt like nobody really respected him either. It wasn't.
It's weird how what I don't get about that.
I mean, the one thing I have to say is like, I feel like he is a millennial bully.
Oh, for sure.
Like he's not a traditional
Penis
bully.
Parker.
Yeah, like that's the best
How's
he came
that
up
even-
with.
how is that even an insult?
Right,
Peter, I guess, right?
right.
I guess that-
Peter Parker, Penis Parker. I mean, it wasn't funny.
Well, I mean, Peter's.
I feel like
Peter's
it
another
showed
word
how
for
lame
penis.
he was.
I don't get how he even got girls. Period. Like when he was driving his dad's car or whatever, or maybe that's why he got that date. Maybe he has money.
Right.
But like,
They didn't fully establish it, but they kind of implied that he was, from a well-off family. I mean, and when you go to the Vulture's house,
yeah, that was.
it's like an immaculate house. You're like, wow, And then they go to the little apartment in Queens or whatever city.
That huge difference. But so you didn't like Ned at all just because of the actor, or like the concept of like a fat sidekick being used as a fat sidekick?
I just think it could have been better cast. That's all. I mean, some of the one-liners were kind of on the nose. I mean, it was a little bit of everything.
So you didn't like the fact that he was Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it because he was fat or is it because the actor?
Him being chubby. Listen, if you're fat, you're automatically supposed to be funny. And his fatness did not give him the humor that he was supposed to have. His eating disorder. So you think he
needed to be like a Jonah Hill then?
Jonah Hill's not funny. You know, I hate Jonah Hill.
Well, I'm saying that type of like fat.
I feel like they're the same level of fat. Are we talking about how fat each guy is? He's just as fat as Jonah. He's fatter than Jonah Hill is now.
Oh, for sure.
But Jonah Hill, been 40-year-old virgin, no, he's not that fat because Jonah Hill had that whole face inside a face thing going.
Yeah, Superbad, he was pretty fat.
But this guy just has a wide Filipino face, so that might be why he's so
I like
fat.
That I like that he was the fat Filipino though.
It could have been another fat Filipino. All I'm saying is this fat Filipino didn't.
At least
do it
they had
me.
a fat Filipino.
Okay, I mean that's we could just talk about how the whole cast was like very diverse, and it was not addressed at all in the movie, which I liked. That's something
because
I
it didn't
appreciate.
need to be.
Yeah, no one had to say Michael Keaton, the Vulture, has a black wife. His daughter's half black. Like nobody because when you saw that he was the dad, I'm sure you were like, oh wait. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you were thinking about it too much, you're connected.
No, when they read that review, I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
Oh.
It's on.
That's what I didn't think, like, what? He's white.
Right. Exactly. It just felt right. And I mean, I liked how this universe, like, it's like you got the Latino / bully, you got the Filipino, Zendaya, whatever her characters, they had the African kid who was kind of funny. I thought he was funny.
He was funny. Using that bell for the comedic. Yeah, right. He was funny.
And it had it
reminded me of the one.
I got turned off by, what's his name? Mike Starr. Is it Mike Starr? I know his last name is Starr.
Who?
He's from Silicon Valley, but he played a nice guy.
The teacher?
The teacher, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Hannibal Buress was in it.
Right.
There was who else was in it? I feel like there was another comedian. I feel like I saw another comedian in there.
I
don't know.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
But no, I mean, I think the casting was on point for sure.
Yeah.
Overall, like I would want to see all of these guys.
This was definitely the most kid movie of the MC universe. I think like it's definitely the most like you could bring any child up to. I mean, like let's say seven to.
For sure.
To high school age.
There were tons of little kids in the movie.
Yeah, and it was meant for them. I think this movie was more geared towards them more than it was the comic book fans. Like the other movies are a little bit more comic book fan friendly. This one is definitely more of a kids movie.
For sure.
And that's fine with that. That was okay.
I'm okay with that.
The tone was fine.
I mean, Spider-Man's a kid. So
right.
It's kind of like the one thing I have to respect, with the exception of the last act of the movie, all the action scenes were pretty well choreographed. They were kind of, in my opinion, I felt like the Washington Monument scene.
Yeah,
it wasn't just it wasn't an action piece,
right?
It was actually using Spider-Man's abilities to actually try to save these people, in a creative way,
right?
As opposed to like him fighting some people under the bridge, like that one scene. Like that is what I expect in a Marvel movie now, not this Washington Monument scene.
Yeah,
just because I don't know, I feel like. Since Avengers, that scene in the forest when Iron Man and Thor are fighting or whatever, that first scene where they actually start fighting each other.
Yeah.
I feel like most action scenes in the world, in the universe, have been
they're like these
similar
super
to that.
Huge, like.
Yeah, it's about, and this was very grounded about like just the human element, saving the girls, the whole decathlon team, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And it just, that last act, how did you like the last act of the movie?
I don't think I agree with you on this one. The last act was probably.
I'm talking about the plane, like from that plane sequence specifically.
Oh, that he was able to sneak onto the plane?
No, just the whole plane sequence. Like, why weren't there pilots on that plane?
Because it's Tony Stark's plane and it's all AI now. He's able to control everything from the cloud. It's
so fucking smart that he didn't know that none of this shit was happening.
Well, I think that had to do with the movie itself, where it was like Peter kept trying to tell them that, hey, these guys have this technology. True. And you guys, and I keep warning you guys, and you guys don't give a shit. Like, you're just like, whatever. Like, it's,
I just felt like it was too fake, though. Like, you're going to tell me that Happy Hogan only knew the plane was going down when he saw it?
I mean, they kind of paint Happy that way he's a bit of a dummy.
Tony wouldn't know either?
He's Tony's homie. I mean, I see that. Okay, I'll give you that much. But that it wasn't his movie.
No, I know it's not. But I'm just saying.
I think if you really want to be honest, my biggest problem.
It was too big.
My biggest problem with the movie had to do with the lack of character development when it comes to the Vulture and his crew. Like, you see that scene at the beginning. Oh, they got hired to clean up the wreckage.
That was a development right
That was
there.
it. And then boom, 8 years later, they're fucking robbing shit. We don't know like the guy that's how he figured out this technology and was able to manipulate it. So, I mean, it was 8 years, but
Right.
we don't see any of that.
That would have been interesting because I liked Michael Keaton
Yeah.
from beginning to end. Even when he was saying, like, I'm the same guy as Iron Man, I'm like, I agree with him.
Right.
Like, I'm on board. Like, cool. Like, let him steal the shit.
Yeah.
It'd be more interesting. But
we didn't get a sense of, you know, he was cool. He did a great job, but we didn't get a sense of you know, what happened over those 8 years, like
Right.
where he completely turned. You know, okay, he had that one incident, but I just never felt that complete hate for Tony Stark because the war was with Tony Stark, you know, more than anything. Initially, it's supposed to be a war with Tony Stark, but it ends up being he's just a petty thug
Right.
now. You know, we don't see any of that happen. So he's just kind of thrown out there.
True.
And that's the one common thing that's been happening lately with Marvel villains, I think. They're just not getting completely fleshed out, developed.
I mean, besides Loki, we've talked about it a million times.
absolutely.
There's no good villains in the
Right.
Marvel universe. Sorry to say, but that's true.
And I'm hoping because he survived this movie, he didn't die.
Yeah,
And
that
then
he comes back.
And then he meets the Scorpion in jail in the cutscene at the end